Welcome back to the Lost Boyz Podcast, guys. Episode 13.
I'm getting better with numbers. I've been paying attention in kindergarten.
You just gotta run it back real quick. I had to run back to pre-K real quick.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm not even
We're 15 seconds in and you already let a wild I don't remember fly.
I didn't know her name, that's why. Oh, actually, damn, where's my book bag? I left my book bag in the car. I had the notebook. See, I had the right idea, just poor execution. That's it. Sorry.
Progress.
The next one, I'll remember to bring the book bag.
Episode 14.
Episode 15, it'll actually be on the table. And episode 16, I'll have the pen to write it. So soon. In like 3 weeks, I'll be good.
Yeah, deadass.
Yeah. But anyways, Brandon. Oh.
Yo, what's good, Brandon?
Gianni.
Brandon.
Lost Boyz Podcast, #1 podcast in the Milky Way, baby. And if you don't think so, then fuck you.
Argue about it with your moms, alright?
Yeah. But no, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out our shorts on the channel. Also check out the TikTok, Lost Boyz Podcast. And turn the post notifications on so you know every time we post, which is every Thursday at 12 p.m.
And if there's anything you want us to talk about, feel free to DM us or comment below. What the fuck are you laughing for?
Because I want to go like that in my hand at the table.
I swear we're not high. So, yeah, if there's anything you want us to talk about, DM us, either one of us. Comment down below. Comment on the TikTok. Send the messenger pigeon. However you need to. Let us know what it is you guys want us to talk about.
The messenger pigeon was a real thing and then it took me a second to get. I was like, that's an app?
Yo, next idea. We're exploring.
I patented it already, so don't fucking take it.
But today we have, as always, another interesting topic. Talking about exploring in life. Yep. Testing new waters, things you probably never thought you'd like, you might end up liking. You just gotta explore.
Exactly. Explore. I was gonna sing a theme song, but then I held it back. I was like, nah, that's way too fucking corny. You know what I was gonna do? I was gonna go to Dora. But it was too corny, so I had to hold it back. So everybody's probably reading this like the GIF, the Mike Wazowski.
Yo, the straight face.
Straight face. What the fuck is this? She's not even funny.
Yo, dude, and I'm here trying not to laugh. But fuck you. This ain't about you not laughing. This is about me having fun.
Exactly.
Us having fun.
Exactly. So eat a Frank. Anyways, things we've done that we've ended up liking. So what's something that you've done that you didn't think you'd like, but you actually ended up really liking?
I'm going to use the same example as I did in planning. There was, all my life I've been into like the same kinds of things, like, stocks and finances and things like that. And then I would say about 7-8 months ago, I decided I wanted to try something totally new, brand new that I've never tried before. And what was actually the exact opposite of my personality, which was coding. And I decided to give coding a try. And at first, it was very frustrating. But then with time and repetition, not like I'm a good coder or anything like that, but it was so different that it forced me to grow. And it forced me to become more disciplined, to improve on it, that I actually ended up enjoying it a lot. But if you asked me 2 weeks before I even started coding, I would have said, oh man, that's for nerds in their basement.
Yeah. No, yeah, I don't know. So I have this thing, I call it PAS, post-athlete syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're an athlete, definitely comment down below and let me know if you went through the same thing. But for me, I thought this shit died. but for me, I don't know. So my whole life I've grew up playing baseball. I mean, you know that. Baseball is pretty much my identity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was known for. Oh, he plays baseball. Everybody knew it. So after I stopped playing in college, when I decided to quit, I remember I had I call it the post-athlete syndrome because that's when I was all right, what do I like to do? And then like, my friends would be like, what'd you like to do is like when you were a kid or whatever? And I was like, I don't fucking know. All I did was play baseball.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's really important to like go out and try different things, especially if you're younger, but even if you're older too, like try as many things as possible, because that's something I wish I did more of. Like took extra time to like just try little tasks and like little things that like that might intrigue me in the moment, because all I did was just like play baseball. Like I'd go to the park and then play video games. Like that's all I did. So once I stopped playing, I was kind of like, what the fuck do I do now? And I had like no idea what the fuck I wanted to do. Like not even like, oh, maybe this. I'd just be like, oh, fucking no. Like that shit, I'll figure it out at some point.
Yeah.
But now, obviously, that I'm a little older, I've had to force myself to start doing things. Like even if I'm not that interested in it, just to at least do it. And like I'll say from my personal experience, it's very mind opening. Like it really opened my mind, and it made me more confident trying a whole bunch of other things. So like the most recent thing I'm doing now is like trying to actually become an adult and like get like a legit job and like have a
big boy job.
Yeah, like a big boy job. And I remember like right before I started doing, like I was sent out like resumes and things like that, but I remember because like I've never taken a leap like that, I had that doubt in my head, like almost like I almost like wanted myself to just like stay where I am instead of taking that leap. But I knew that like, okay, I need to do this, like either way. And then going through the interview process, it was like self-doubting, like, they're not going to take me. I'm not good enough. I'm not this and that. But then I just went through the interview process and it went fucking amazing. So hopefully they take me. But
they're going to.
But I think that in itself, like, opened up a new perspective and mindset for me, where now I'm like, why the fuck was I ever doubting myself? Like I could do anything I actually like try to, as long as I put in the work for the interviews. I studied, like I reviewed like every fucking day, literally. I skipped the gym for a whole week just to review every single night. And that's probably why I did so well. So like in my head I was like, oh shit, like whether I get it or not, it like created a new level of confidence in me that I feel like now I could apply that to anything. So now, like, I don't know how to put this. I keep saying, like, now whenever there's something that I want to do, I feel as though I have more confidence in just doing it and not giving a fuck. Whereas before, I, again, talk my way out of it every single time. But, like, even another example of that, too, is, like, from these experiences has created that mental toughness. Like, and again, in the gym, as we always talk about, Friday, I was fucking exhausted, bro. After every set, I literally was thinking, I would look at the door and I was like, yeah, I want to go home and go to sleep. But I like something in my head wouldn't let me do it. And I think like that comes from trying other things, because you start to build confidence. Even if you fail at every single one of them, you build that confidence, like, I could do it. Like it's not a challenge anymore. And it breaks you out that comfort level.
Even if you're trying different things, like you said, trying different things and failing or whatever it may be, and it not working out, you're still building the habit of taking the leap.
Yeah.
Which is so valuable, because think about it. Just like prior to you trying to like get the big boy job, right?
Yeah.
You felt like it was pulling you back. That's where a majority of people live in, that mindset.
It was almost like I was scared to grow up. That's what it felt like. Like I was scared to grow up, because like I knew that big boy job meant like a whole different like responsibility in life, and I was like, fuck. I like being taken care of.
You gotta treat it differently.
Yeah, but it's definitely eye opening. But like again, I know it's not like a hobby or something like that, but it's me trying something new. I'm trying to break into a new level, I guess, of a career where it's a big boy, like it's legitimate. It's a legit job. Like this is what people do for some of their careers, and it's like once I got to that point, that realization, I was like, that's when I had the self-awareness, like, why the fuck am I scared to grow up? Like that's literally what I told myself. Like, why am I scared to grow up? But now that I've gone through it, I feel like, not that I've grown up, but I feel like, why the fuck did I even think like that?
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like I could take over the fucking world if I wanted to. Like, that's the kind of confidence that comes from overcoming that. But you won't overcome that unless you try different things. Like, if I kept playing baseball and all I did was play baseball, and I was like 40 years old, and let's say I made it to MLB and I retired, I'd probably be the most lost 40-year-old in the fucking world. Because I'd have nothing else other than baseball since I was 3 years old.
Yeah. It becomes you, like...
Yeah, it becomes your identity, exactly. I don't know, at least for me.
See, diversity, obviously have your passions, right? If you're passionate about sports, you're passionate about sports. But even with these, like, athletes, you'll find that a lot of them still have, like, interesting-ass hobbies, though.
Yeah.
Whether it be a baseball player who loves fishing or hunting or whatever it may be. You can't, confine yourself to one thing, I feel like. You need to have, like, different pillars of personality. Or at least different means of extending your interest. Because what you're interested in today, you might not be interested in 5 years.
Yeah.
So then, you start the new cycle again of trying to find something new. I feel like that's kind of where I'm at right now. Because when I experimented with the coding, it was, all right, like, cool, I like this. But it was like, well, what else can I like? Like, what else is out there that might be of interest to me?
Yeah.
So definitely tasting the different fruits. Let's say you've eaten oranges your whole life, and then you taste a strawberry for the first time, and you're like, yo, this shit kind of good, right? Now you like strawberries.
Yeah.
And then you taste blueberries, and maybe that's not your thing. But them apples, though, you end up loving apples.
But at least you tried, so you know.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, man, I wonder if I would like blueberries. It's like, no, I know I don't like them.
Mm-hmm. I saw it one time. I was watching a speech, and Matthew McConaughey said, the first step to figuring out who you really are is figuring out who you're not, like who you are not. If you want to figure out what you like and are passionate about, you got to figure out a bunch of shit that you don't like first. Because you have an endless amount of vines to choose from. You're never going to know which is the right vine for you unless you start pulling on the different vines.
Yeah, that's dope. I never thought of it that way. But yeah, that's a good point. Like, in order to know what you like, you have to first find out what you don't like. So, it's a good point. But I think something that's key too is, like, at least for me, the way I look at it is this way. I think passion and purpose are two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So I could be passionate about something, and I could have something else also be my purpose. Is the way I feel. So, like, I could be passionate about fucking drawing stick figures in a coloring book for some reason, but I could feel like this podcast is my purpose, is my why I'm here, and like what I serve to the world. It's like, oh, it's talking on this camera and maybe helping one person that gets help from this, or like can relate to it and not feel alone or something. So for me, like, I would say more of a purpose. Find your purpose first. Sorry. Actually, I don't think it matters, but find a passion and a purpose, because they might not be the same. Like, your passion could end up being your purpose, but you could also find your passion and you're really passionate about this, but you still feel like that emptiness or like that, damn, like, what the fuck? I think they're two separate things. I was gonna go somewhere with it, completely forgot. As per usual.
V's gonna have a field day in the comments.
Ron, we'll put her in an armbar.
But no, I agree. I do think there is a difference. I do think purpose is more important. More important, because you might not know what you want to achieve in life, but when you know something that you feel like your life is like destined, I need to do that, you always have like a GPS in life.
Yeah.
It might not be the most accurate GPS, but it's gonna tell you, all right, head northwest.
Yeah.
Like,
and like, again, I could be very wrong. But for me, in my definition, like if anyone's wondering, like, oh, like how do you know it's your purpose? Then I would say, if it makes you feel fulfilled and good, that's probably your purpose. Like if you reaching out to friends or having a podcast or doing whatever brings fulfillment and joy and like just like feel good to you in your life, then that may be your purpose. It doesn't necessarily have to be like, this is why I wake up every single day and live. Like, no, it's more like, okay, this makes me feel whole, and in return, I'm also bringing value to others, or in some way, somehow, I'm contributing to the overall picture of whatever the fuck this is. So I think that's a good way to gauge, like, okay, is this like, could this be my purpose? It's like, if you absolutely fucking hate it, but you think you're doing it because like it's supposed to be a good thing and it's supposed to be purposeful, it's probably not your personal purpose. It's probably someone else's. But if you're doing something that makes you feel fulfilled, happy, and good, and all that stuff, then that's probably your purpose. Hey, at least in my definition.
I think it was back in episode 2 or 3 where you talk about things that make you happy versus things that like you enjoy. Like, when you enjoy something, like at least for me personally, I enjoy doing the podcast.
Yeah.
Like we've touched on this a few times on camera where, yeah, we don't have 100,000 million trillion subscribers. Shout out to all like 57 of you guys. But it's just like, this is the reward. Now, whatever comes from it comes from it. But at the end of the day, we wouldn't be sitting here at 1:30 in the morning on a Monday night if we didn't enjoy what we were doing. If you're just doing it because, you know, you think it's what you should be doing, you're not really passionate about it, or you don't care for it, you're not going to have the drive or the care to even like, yo, I'm going to sacrifice my sleep for tonight just to record for X amount of hours or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And I think a good way to measure yourself, to like really understand yourself and what you're interested in, is what do you not have to hesitate on to sacrifice other things. I don't know if that made any sense, but let me reword that. What are the areas of your life where you find you don't have to second guess, I don't need to hang out tonight, like, I love that. Like, for some people, it's like, if they stay home and watch anime, they're totally content with that, and that's okay. Like, but the fact that you don't have to think about it proves that it's so high value, or such of a high value to you. So now think about that in the lens of what activities, what things are you doing? Maybe it's fucking poetry. You stay home and you write and you feel like good about it. For artists, it's like, you stay home and you record a song and you feel content because you recorded. Like, that's signs of like joy, hopefully, but that's signs of like, you know, maybe this could be the thing.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the only way to get there is by taking risk.
Yeah.
Like, and it sounds extreme when you say like take a risk, because it sounds like you have a lot to lose or something to lose. But it doesn't have to be that extreme. Taking the risk is just like, just putting yourself out there.
Yep.
Like, if you think being an artist is what you want to do and stuff, then the risk is putting your art out there for everyone to see. And I guess it's more of a risk because you're making yourself a bit vulnerable, because you're vulnerable to others' opinions and what they think of you and your art and all that stuff, or anything, whatever it may be. But overall, you need to take the risk. You have to step out your comfort zone and just do it or try. Otherwise, you're never going to grow. Like, that's true. Take it from me. Like, probably if it wasn't for this podcast, I'd probably still be in the same mindset. Fucking around, doing stupid shit. Like, I mean, I still do some of that. But not as much as before. Like, I don't go out nearly as much as before. Not because I don't think people should go out, but I don't think you need to go out every single weekend either.
It's true.
Like, I don't know. For me, like, maybe I'll go out every now and then, but I'd rather go out now for a celebration. Like, I'm celebrating something, or I'm celebrating a birthday, like, an accomplishment, an achievement, or it's a reward for something I've done. Or
Yeah.
like I don't need to be out every single weekend like I was doing before. Like literally every fucking weekend, especially last summer. But take the risk. If poetry is your thing, if you write in a journal every day, and like that makes you feel better, it makes you feel good. Maybe if you want, start publishing some of that writing that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Put it out. If no one buys it, if no one reads it, if no one gives a fuck about it, so what? No one is giving a fuck about it right now but you. It makes no difference. The worst that happens is that something, it blows up and like you like can make a life out of it, and now that's like your job per se. Like, oh, how'd you get into poetry? Oh no, I just liked it for myself, and then one day I decided to put it out, and I guess other people liked it. How do you like like why do you like poetry? I do poetry and I put it up. No one watches it or reads it or nothing, but it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Same exact thing. There's no difference except one found financial success from it and the other didn't. Both had the same fulfillment though.
The biggest risk when you look at life is taking no risk. Because if you choose to not do anything, you're not staying stagnant. No, you're declining. Time is running through you.
Yeah.
At all times. Time is running through you. You're getting older every single day. 23 years old, right? We can go totally bankrupt right now. And by the time we're 30, nobody will ever remember that it happened. Shit only stays on your credit for 7 years, right? And credit's this big bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is the age of taking maximum risk. Because, and if you're even younger, then even better. Like, don't be afraid of what can go wrong. Don't be afraid, excuse me. Be excited for what can go right.
Yeah.
Because, yes, understand that the downside of it is a possibility, but the chances of it working is way higher than you think if you set yourself to it. Like, you have to change yourself to your goal, essentially, or to figure out what it is. In general, you just have to put yourself out there. You have to take the chance. You have to take the risk.
And I think part of the reason why you gain so much confidence from it too is one, probably self-doubt and proving to yourself, oh shit, look, I actually did it. But also it's because it's a sense of bravery. Like, for me, bravery is being scared, but doing it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when you're taking if it's a great risk like that, where you're like taking out crazy loans and like you're really going all out, and like it could go either really well or really bad for you, but you're going to take the risk either way. And you go with the mindset that like it has to work and there's no other option. Like, it's going to work, that kind of thing. And then it does work. That's brave. Like,
yeah.
Like, it's not that you're going into it with no fear. No, you're going to be scared. You're going to be fearful. You're going to be like, you're going to overthink a lot. You're going to constantly worry about others' opinion. There's going to be so many factors into it, but the fact that you're still deciding to do it either way is bravery, at least to me. And that in itself is what brings the confidence. It's knowing that, I was scared. All these things were running through my mind, but I still did it. And now look at me. Like, and then when you get to that level, that is like a whole new level of confidence where it's like, I could do anything I put my mind to at this point. And I feel like that's why most people don't take the risks, because they're scary. Like, you're scared, whether it be anything. Again, if it's your poetry, it's still scary, right? You're putting yourself out there. You're putting your words out there. Anyone could take it any way. Anybody can change their perspective or viewpoint on you, their look at you. But it's understanding that and saying, fuck it, I'm going to do it either way. Because I know who I am, and like, fuck it, like, I'm going to just do it.
You used the word vulnerable before, and it's like, that's so important to understand. Like, yes, you're making yourself vulnerable, but on either end, there's growth and there's progress. You can't make progress if you're not making yourself vulnerable. And you're not going to progress if you're not sacrificing. Sometimes what you got to sacrifice is a bit of yourself. Making yourself vulnerable, you're opening yourself to the criticism, right? But let's say in that criticism, you find something about your poetry that you didn't realize was holding you back, and now you improve on that. Like, vulnerability does not have to be a bad thing in this realm of conversation. For example, actors, right? They're on screen acting. They're making themselves vulnerable to critics, but the critics are telling them what they need to improve on. And also, critics can tell you what you're doing really well. If everybody's focusing on the way you speak, then you know, all right, it's not my emotion. My emotion's good. I'm performing well. I just got to improve the way I speak. There's growth. Like, think, and this, at least for me in my life, has aided in being more confident, is understanding that you can grow past anything. And even when people say something negative, like, you can grow from that. Yeah. You can adapt, because that's the one skill everybody has.
That's what humans are most known for, the ability to adapt.
It's true. So once you understand that, it's like, all right, even if I fuck this up, I can figure it out, or I can get better, or I'll get better for the next thing. Like, once you understand that, the risk, because I used this example recently. Take the fear of going up and talking to a girl, right? The first X amount of times you do it, there's that anxiety, whatever, maybe you freeze up, right? But guess what? You're making yourself vulnerable, and you're opening yourself to rejection, embarrassment, and things like that, right? But what do you get out of it? You start getting better at speaking. The sudden anxiety of going up, doesn't fully go away, but, it definitely decreases, or your lack of fucks for it increases to the point where you're willing to just do it anyway, or you become brave, or you become more brave, right?
It's the fact that you're scared, but you're still doing it that builds the confidence.
So now look.
It's not so much the result.
Yeah. Now you go up, you talk to her, whatever, it doesn't work, next girl, it doesn't work, whatever it may be. But now you start understanding it more. Why is X, Y, and Z happening? Oh, it's because I'm fucking stuttering every time I speak. Maybe now you realize, all right, maybe I should take a deep breath before I start talking, right? Bam, now you're more concise with your words. Now, as soon as you start seeing progress, your confidence increases. And that's with a lot of things, not just the example I gave. Yeah. For an example to the example, at the gym, once you start seeing progress, you want to go every day. You have to take the risk. You have to open the door for being bad at something and being called out for it, if it's a public thing, like posting your poetry or your art or anything like that, or your music, because a lot of people like to shit on a lot of people's music, right? It is what it is. It's part of the game. But opening yourself up is where the room lies to progress.
Exactly. And I think it's like, it's definitely hard. Like, there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of trying to talk yourself out of it. But like, let's say I decided to make music, which I probably wouldn't, because I don't think I'm good at it. But, well, at least vocally. Let's say I did it either way. I would feel more fulfilled and happy with myself that I even put something out and put myself out there like that, than just like completely knocking the idea down. Mm-hmm. No, I don't do it because it doesn't interest me. But if it did, but I was too conscious about what others would think of it, then I feel like when I'm older, it's almost like I wish I did that. Like, even if people fucking laughed at me, because as you get older, you just start to realize, like, man, who gives a fuck? Like, or at least for me, like, I see, like, I don't know, to me, there's just a much bigger picture. And, like, things are so much, like, just think about fucking space, bro. Mm-hmm. Think about space. We're literally floating in the middle of nothing. Like, who gives a fuck what they think? Yeah. Don't get me wrong, you're still going to give a fuck. But it's at least trying to apply that as best as you can. Yeah. Because when you have potential and you don't utilize it, like, I don't know. The worst thing is wasted potential. Mm-hmm. Like, nothing's worse than wasted potential. It's one thing if you don't have the talent, but you just tried and you work their ass off, and you realize, you know what, just it is what it is. Like, it's not working. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure out a different route. Like, for example, music. Maybe my vocals aren't the thing that's gonna take me to where I want to be. So maybe I find a different route. Maybe I want to become a producer, an engineer, a manager, an AR. Like, there's different routes to still be within the industry and make something happen. It's just tapping into that potential.
Yeah.
And if you're already into the music, then it's a lot easier to be into it in other aspects and like understand things. Like, you have the lingo, you understand everything. But to me, the worst thing is like untapped potential. Like, knowing, especially knowing yourself, that like, oh, I want this to be my life, but I'm scared of others' opinions. That it's holding me back from it being my life. Like, that's the worst thing possible. Like, for me, I was good at baseball, right? That sounded kind of cocky, but
say what you chest.
I was good at baseball, but I had potential to go further, and other people saw it. But I knew for me, baseball wasn't what I wanted to do for forever, which is why I didn't really go as hard with it, towards the end at least. But again, if you're a poet and your poetry has potential to be better, or it is really good, but you're too self-conscious about what others are going to think about it, then when you're like fucking 90 and the clock has got 30 seconds left on it, because time's running out, and that's it. These are the last 30 seconds you'll ever live again. You'll ever remember anything. You're probably gonna be like, damn, I wish I put my poetry out. Who knows where I'd be right now, instead of looking at a watch that has like 10 seconds left, because they're gonna unplug me off the wall or some shit. Like, but that's the way life is, bro. Like, it's I don't know. There's a much bigger picture. And when you just start to understand things on that perspective, it makes it a little easier to just put yourself out there and not give a fuck. My favorite thing when I go out and I do party is when I see somebody who can't dance on the dance floor dancing their fucking ass off.
Oh, yeah.
Like, other people look at them and like laugh, like, oh, look at this clown. And me, I'm like, yo, I fucking love it. I'm the person who goes up to them and says, jumping up and hyping them, like, ah. And then they get more hyped because somebody's like, because to me, like, I'm like, yo, that's fucking awesome. Like, you know how confident and no fucks you have to give to be a shitty fucking dancer? Like, you can't dance for shit, but you're not letting that stop you from having a good time. Versus other people are just like,
yeah, just vibing.
Yo, last night was a movie, bro. Like, at least this person is like, they're in the moment. They're making it fun for themselves. They're not there to make fun for others. They're there to make fun for them. The whole point of going out is for them. You're going out for you. You're going out to have a good time. So whenever I see people like that, I fucking love it. So if you can't dance and you see me and we're out, bro, just start dancing. I'm going to hype you up. I'm going to make sure everybody is going, hey.
No, facts. But no, those are the people like that dude that can't dance that's on the fucking killing it on the dance floor. Those are people who value the moment over the opinions. Like, if you see somebody truly living their best life, or like having that good time on the dance floor, and your first reaction is to make fun of them, or like, because there are people who see other people having a good time and need to bring like bridge the gap and be like, nah, look at this fucking asshole, right?
Yeah.
One, if somebody does that to you, then you like, that just speaks to their character. Yeah, I would say. But living in the moment, and like you said before, experiencing with the 30 seconds left, life can be a series of these moments that you can only have the stories to tell your grandkids if you take the risk.
Exactly.
Because would you rather be the grandfather who's 95 and has no stories, right? Just, lived a long life, didn't really travel much, just worked, right? Grandchildren, grandpa, cool. Or would you rather be maybe you live a shorter life, but you've traveled the world. You've jumped out of a plane. You've bungee jumped. You've snorkeled. You've done X, Y, and Z. Yeah. You've taken all these risks. You've opened the businesses. Maybe they failed, whatever. But you've experienced so much that those are the kids where it's like, yo, like they want to hear stories from their grandparents type of vibe.
And it doesn't even have to be like the idea where like you live shorter or stuff. Probably live shorter because you're doing more life-threatening things. But like for me, for example, like I'm not jumping out of a fucking plane unless like it's my last resort and I got a parachute on my back. And scuba diving doesn't really interest me because I don't fuck with the water like that. There's too many fucking weird shit down there. Yeah. But for some people, life-threatening situations brings them a lot of fucking joy for some reason. And like, cool, by all means. And then if that's not you, then you find other alternatives. Like it could be opening businesses. Mm-hmm. It could be fucking, I don't know, bro. I was gonna say
cartwheeling on the fucking Eiffel Tower.
Yeah, like it could. Yo, there's people who like will like do tricks on like the unicycles, juggling and stuff. You think they give a fuck about what people think? People look at them and like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like, but to them, they're like, this is what I live for. Like, maybe I have a real job to pay bills or whatever, but this is life to me. Like, this right here is my moment, and this is what I'm gonna take with me to the grave. It's like this right here connects me to earth and like fucking life, mm-hmm. bro. This is living. When you're just doing what you want to do, as long as you're not hurting other people intentionally, at least, then you're living. But if you're just doing what you think you're supposed to do, or what other people want you to do, you're not living, man. They're living for you. Like I'm pretty sure I've said that before in previous episodes, but it's like, that's not living. That you're just a puppet and people are pulling strings for you. Like, no, you have to take control of your life and just do the things you want to do. If you really want to go to fucking, I don't know, let's say you really want to go to Spain or Japan, but no one you know wants to go, you shouldn't let that hold you back mm-hmm. from going. Like, if anything, you should be like, you know what, fuck it. Scary as fuck, right? It's a whole new country, you don't know nothing. Like, fuck it. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to just travel by myself and figure it the fuck out. Like, it opens up a whole new, like I said, perspective, everything. Like, your whole mindset will change. Once you understand that you can do things by yourself, you quickly realize how many things you can really do. Like, it just opens your mind like crazy. Like, why was I ever thinking this way? Like, I don't know. It's crazy, man. But you really just got to put yourself out there and do it. Again, you miss 100% of the shots. You do not take. If you don't take the shot's never going to hit. Mm-hmm. But if you take enough shots, eventually one will land. If you have 100 basketballs and you shoot 100 basketballs and one of them lands and 99 miss, you still got one. Like, you got more than everyone else who didn't take the shot.
That's true.
There's one more than everyone else.
Dude, Will Smith has a saying, and it's, I was thinking about it while you were talking. It's, on the other side of your biggest fear is your greatest reward. For example, my biggest fear is water, right? The ocean, so fucking weird to me. Some of the best moments of my life are us jumping off the boats into the ocean, like just living, right?
Yeah. I'm laughing because now thinking about it, it's like I said, fuck scuba diving, but then I was jumping into shark-infested waters in Miami with no problem. Yeah. No life vest, no nothing.
Motherfucker, we've gone scuba diving together.
No, I didn't go.
We went snorkeling. Oh, yeah.
I was the only one who didn't go. I said, fuck that shit. I knew how deep that water was.
Yo, quick story time, right? Son.
Fuck that. I'll wait over here by the shore. And I literally did.
Yo, dude, we're in Key West, right? Story nobody asked for, not that you guys can talk, but you know the ocean is like deep and shit, but you don't really understand it till you see it, kind of thing. Like, I remember having my face in the water and swimming, and it was literally like a cliff, and it was just darkness. Like, it was light, it was clear. I can see all the rocks, the little like right angle of the cliff, the edge, darkness. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, pure fear through my body at that point. Like, you don't understand how deep the ocean actually is.
Yeah. I don't want to understand. That's why I didn't fucking go. Everybody was like, come on. Fuck that shit. I'll be right here. Let me know when you guys come back.
But even before, it's like true, like jumping into warm ass shark infested waters.
Fucking, I swam from one boat to the other in the middle of the fucking ocean in Miami, bro. And it was like prime shark fucking season there. And it did not cross my mind once until I got on the other boat and I was fucking tired. And I was like, I'm never doing that shit again. But it was an experience. I'm still not going scuba diving though. It just doesn't interest me. If it interests me, I'll do it. But it doesn't.
I'm gonna get you to go scuba diving.
The last thing I need is like to fucking have to punch a shark in the nose while trying to oxygenate myself on the way up.
Nah, bro. Fuck punching sharks. We folding sharks now. You ever seen the video? Get flipped.
Grab it by the nose and flip it, bro. That's disrespectful. Wow.
It says get flipped.
Imagine being a great white shark and a fucking human in your land, in your territory, just fucking flips you over.
Yo,
that's disrespectful.
I know the other sharks saw that shark like, yo, this motherfucker ain't real, bro.
But
Gets bullied.
Yeah. But no, yeah. I mean, we went off topic there a little bit, but that was a good story. But
yeah.
But no, the whole point is like, you gotta live, man. Like, live life the way you want to live it. Don't live it because your parents think like, no, this is the right way, or your friends think this, or society itself tells you, no, this is how you should live life. Like, oh, you should go do this, and then do this, and then buy a house. You have to buy a house by this age, or have a kid by this age. You have to be married by this. Like, no, man, do it at your pace. I mean, look, different strokes for different folks, right? I'm 23 and like, there's people that are like 21 and married. I mean, like if you're ready for that, and that's what you feel, then by all means, go fucking do it. Who gives a fuck what anyone thinks?
Yeah.
Not for me personally, but I'm not gonna knock somebody for it.
Yeah.
If feels the need to buy a house by the time they're 25, then buy a fucking house by the time you're 25. There's no right or wrong age to do it. Just do it. Like, just take control of your life. That's the whole purpose behind this. Like, take control of your life. If you want to do something, then fucking do it.
Yeah.
If you want to live a certain lifestyle and you know it requires certain actions, then take those actions. Like, at the end of the day, you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. Again, you could take 100 shots and 99 miss, but you still got one. And that one may be all you ever fucking need.
It's true.
You don't know, but you only know if you take those shots. So you gotta live life, not let life live you.
True. Life is lived in the doing.
Be a doer, not a don'ter. Right? That's what it is?
A thinker, is it?
Oh, I don't know. It was from a movie. I'm a doer, not a don'ter. Something like that. I don't know.
I'm not familiar.
Pain and Gain, something like that.
I don't watch movies, so.
It came out a long time ago. Mark Wahlberg, The Rock, whatever. It is what it is.
Life is lived in the doing. The experience is the reward.
Yeah.
You go, you take the trip solo, or you jump out of the plane, or whatever it is, or you post your poetry, to get back to that. Like, at the end of the day, it's all experience.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, one of the best experiences I've ever had partying was by myself. And like, it sounds weird as fuck, because I always felt like super weird, like, I can't go party by myself, bro. Get the fuck out of here. But it happened like 2 weeks ago, where I went out. It was a friend's birthday. We were there. They wanted to leave. It was early. I was like, I'm having a good time. To be honest, I'm going to stay. Fuck it. And if I feel like leaving, then I'll just leave. So they left, and I stayed by myself. And from that moment till I decided to leave, I had the best fucking time of my life. Like, one of the most fun times ever. Like, the most memorable time ever, too. Like, I was literally just having a fucking blast. I was like, this is so fucking dope. Like, I wish I did this way sooner. Like, this, I don't know, something about it. And again, I stepped out my comfort zone. I did something I never thought I would do. For me, it was brave, because I was always fearful of, like, I don't want to, like, go out by myself. And because, again, being judged by others. Ended up having the best time of my life. And it built confidence in me. It's like, I don't need no one now to, like, go out. Like, if I feel like going to do something, I'm just go fucking do it.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, I'll go do it by myself. Like, I've already done it, and it was great, and I'll do it again. But it's the fact that I even Because I could have easily just left with everyone else. Like, oh, okay, fuck it, we out. But I chose, even though I was kind of like, this feels weird in the beginning, I chose to be like, fuck it, I'm going to do it in either way. If the worst that happens, I just fucking leave. Once I feel uncomfortable, it is what it is.
You know what happens when you put yourself in situations like that? And I remember, even you said it afterwards, you realize not as many people give a fuck as you think.
Exactly. Not as many people give a fuck at all. Like, I started talking to people. First of all, no one even asked me who I was with. They had no idea I was by myself, number one. And number two, like, they just didn't give a fuck. That's why they didn't ask. I don't give a fuck who I was there with or if I was by myself. If I told them I was there by myself, if anything, I think the responses I would have got was like, damn, bro, that's pretty fucking fire. Like, I don't think I could do that myself.
Yeah.
Because I know I've told people that before. Like, I remember in Puerto Rico, bumped into, like, a random person while we're all walking to a party. We started talking. We're like, yo, like, who are you here with? Like, I'm here by myself. And we were all just like, we all, like, dapped them up. We're like, damn, bro, that's fucking fire. Like, I don't think I have the courage to do that. Now I think I do. But in that moment, I was like, that's fire. Like, that takes a whole different level of, like, confidence to go to a different place or country and just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go party by myself in that different country too. Like, I don't know no one, but I don't know, it's dope. Highly recommend doing things by yourself too.
You have to learn to enjoy your own company.
Yeah. A lot of the best times I've had were by myself. One of the best times I've had at the beach by myself.
Look, think about this real quick. You are your own best friend. You're the only person who has been with you through your highest of highs and your lowest of lows. Like, you really think about it, you truly are your best. You're your own biggest hype man. You're your own worst enemy. You're your own, like, everything. It's you.
Yeah.
Learn to enjoy that person. Learn to enjoy the you. Oh, dude, you're fucking cheat code in life.
Yeah, learn to love yourself. At the end of the day, you're going to be with yourself every single second of the day, no matter what. So as much as you try to escape reality, all you're doing is just prolonging that, like, period of until it's going to catch up, and every time it's going to catch up, it's going to hit you harder and harder than the last time because you keep neglecting it. But if you learn to start living in your reality, you realize how much better life is and how much more fun it is. Like, that's why I don't really, like, go crazy with, like, drinking or smoking. I don't really do at all. It's kind of like, I see it as people escaping the realities. And I don't know, for me, I want to live more in the reality. Like, if it's going to make me live more in the reality, then I want to do that. Because it's going to connect me more in a sense. Like, in a sense, you create your own reality, right? So who you are, you're not you don't have a predisposition of who you're going to be. The person you become is the person you want to become. You choose who you want to become. You choose who you are as a person. And you, in a sense, choose your interests, things like that. So by doing so, you're creating your own reality.
That's true.
So why are you now trying to escape your own reality? If you're trying to escape it that bad, it's because you don't like it. So that's a clear indication of, okay, let me change it. You can change your reality. Like, just overall, like, create your reality. That's your life. If you find yourself feeling the need to escape that reality, then you don't like your reality you're living in. Time to make a new one. Because once you like the reality you live in, you don't want to escape it anymore. Or at least not as often. Like, you really want to live in it. At least for me. Like, that's how it is for me. That's why I don't like drinking and smoking like that. Because I truly enjoy being sober. I'll
in the moment.
Like, I'll get, like, sometimes I'll get too drunk, or if I smoke for, like, the one miracle a year that I do it, every time it's like the first hour is like, and then, like, by the second hour, I'm like, I want to be sober. Like, I don't want to be like this. Like, I really just want to be sober and, like, just go back to feeling normal, because I really want to soak up everything and just, like, live in the moment, because I really love living in my reality. But I don't know. I feel like so many people escape their reality. That's why so many people have so many vices. That's why, like, drugs and drinking and party, like, people that take it to extreme, at least, because there's definitely a balance. But I think that's a big issue. If you find that to be your case, you probably don't like the reality you live in. But what you don't understand, and you need to start understanding, is that you're 100% in control of that reality. You can change it and create it to be any way you want it to be.
It's true.
You just have to take control, explore, try different things, and eventually you'll get there. Maybe faster than others, maybe slower than others, but at some point you're going to get there. And you know you're there because you're going to want to stay in that reality for as long as you can.
You just know, like, you know when life is going good.
Yeah.
Once you get to a point where it's like, all right, yeah, this isn't bad. Once you're okay with, maybe it is being by yourself. Maybe you're okay with, you know, you don't need to dive into your vices so often. You know, like I feel like you can feel it inside. Like, like, you know, yo, things are going pretty good right now, right? Bam. And if they're not, like you said, you can change that. And the way you change your reality is you change yourself.
Yeah.
You improve yourself. You change your circumstances. And when you do all this, because you said it before, one of the things it also increases is the value of, like, life. When you can live in those moments, you genuinely start to appreciate more moments. You start looking for more moments to appreciate.
Yeah.
Thus creating more moments to appreciate. Something as small as maybe instead of going out partying, you decided to stay home, right? And you're sitting in the backyard and like, yo, the moon looks nice tonight. And then you just have a vibe like that.
Yeah.
You start appreciating smaller and smaller things. When you're living in your vices, maybe it's drinking, smoking, whatever it may be, you just need more constantly. You need more. Let's say you go out and drink, 2 drinks has you nice. Well, soon you need soon you need 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Soon you clubbing isn't even your thing. You need the next big thing.
Yeah.
Maybe now it's like, I can't go out here. I need to travel more. Like we said this, I think the last recording, where it's like, what was it? It's slipping my mind. It's like, fast money, slow problems.
Oh, yeah.
Typically, anything that comes too easy has like a caveat behind it.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
And I think vices are the same way.
Yeah. Well, it's the quickest way to escape your reality. And then you come back to reality and you wake up and shit hits you 10 times harder.
Mm-hmm.
If you drink all the time, or if you fucking go out every weekend and black the fuck out, because one thing to go out and like have a drink or two, feel good, have fun. As another thing to fucking obliterate yourself and black out. You literally wake up in punishment for that vice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your body's literally punishing you for your actions. Like, yo, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? You're killing me.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally, like, your body's literally telling you that, like, yo, how you wake up hungover, throbbing headaches, you're fucking puking, you feel like shit, you have no strength, you're weak. It's like, okay, you enjoyed your vice, cool. But now reality hit when you woke up. And it was back to reality. You were no longer escaping it. And reality beat the fuck up out of you for it. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, understand the balance, or understand how to control your limits. Like, your body talks to you, and that's, in a sense, like, life is talking to you. Like, yo, if you fucking smoke so much weed that you wake up and you're so, like, groggy in the morning and stuff, and you're, like, tired still, it's you coming back to reality, and reality smacking you in the face saying, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're hurting me, stop. Like, there's one thing if you take 2 hits to go to sleep because you have insomnia or something, or you have insomnia so you need it to go to sleep, or I don't know, maybe once or 3 to 4 times a month total you do it, your body's probably going to accept it pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
But if you fucking do it morning, afternoon, evening, night, you wake up feeling like shit, like you need to smoke again to feel better. It's like reality smacking you in the face every single time you take part in these vices.
Mm-hmm.
You do ecstasy, bro. You know what they say the biggest thing about ecstasy is? It's like the perfect example of like you escaped your reality and you're literally at the high. I've never done it, but this is what I've heard. That you're literally at like the highest of your highs, where like everything's amazing. The whole fucking world is amazing. You live in a utopia, and then you wake up, and you wake up. A lot of them wake up depressed for literally like, or like, not I shouldn't say depressed, but like really fucking sad for like 3, 4, 5 days because they fucking shot up their dopamine levels so much to escape their reality that then life in return is smacking the shit out of them. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, now you're gonna feel the wrath for it. Here's reality. You don't like it, and then what do? You do something to escape that reality. And you come back and it smacks you and you're like, fuck it. And then the cycle begins. And then you think your life is shit. And it's not shit. You're just making it shit. You're the one who needs to change it. The answer is within you. You're just refusing to accept it. Your body's literally telling you. And the life itself is literally telling you, yo, stop. Like, you're hurting me. Stop. And instead you find, it's like taking fucking medication is like, oh, you could take this pill and then go eat a donut and then have to take this pill again. Yeah. And then eat a donut and then take the pill again and then eat a donut. Or you could just stop eating donuts and you never have to take a pill again. You just keep living life normal after that. Just no more donuts. Everybody chooses, but I'm going to take this pill so I can eat the donut. Yeah. So then I'll just take the pill again so I can eat more donuts versus just getting rid of donuts. Yeah. Because the same thing. I don't know.
It's true.
It doesn't make sense to me.
I think it's fascinating how the body communicates with us. Like,
it tells you everything you need to know.
Literally every single fucking thing.
You hungry? It'll tell you. You're thirsty? It'll tell you. You're sore? It'll tell you. Your muscles are tight? It'll tell you. You're sad? It'll tell you. You're happy? It'll tell you. Anything you want, it will tell you. It will literally tell you everything it needs, when it needs it, how it needs it.
Everything from...
People choose to neglect it for some reason.
Everything from how you wake up to how you go to sleep.
Yeah.
And everything in between. If you have a headache, it could be a handful of things.
Yeah.
But even any of those handful of things, maybe it's you're not drinking enough water or whatever it may be. Like, maybe you're sleep deprived, right? You're fatigued.
Most people get headaches from dehydration.
Most people also don't drink enough water.
Exactly.
Oh, that just brought me back to... I said this before on the podcast. If you don't like water, I don't like you. Anyways, but besides the point, your body, it's like your body can literally, you just feel it. Like, you know why you wake up like shit after drinking? Is because your body has to put all its energy towards removing the fucking poison out of your body, right? Like, the feeling we get when we're drunk is our body extracting the resources from like the head and sending it to the liver, so like that the liver can cycle out more. That's why we get all woozy, and we enjoy that shit.
Yeah,
like,
it throws your whole fucking equilibrium. So I learned this in psychology, actually, in abnormal psych. When you drink, it's literally a depressant. Drinking, like liquor, is a depressant. So what it does is literally it depresses the brain, and what it means by depressing the brain is that it starts to shut it off little by little. Little by little, it starts to shut off channels in the brain. That's why eventually your equilibrium goes, and if you drink too much, you start wobbling all over the place, because you have no stability because your brain is shutting off. It's not functioning the way it's supposed to, and people find that shit amazing and fun. And I'm like, that's not good. But literally, like, for example, and I'm only using liquor because like that's how I was taught it. It could happen with other drugs too, or other vices in itself, but I don't know. But like with liquor, it's literally a depressant. Like, it's depressing your brain. That's literally the psychology. Like in psychology, that's the term for that. It's depressing your brain. Like, think about that shit. And then you want to drink 24/7 and like drink excessively on top of that. It's like, bro, what are you doing? You're literally killing your brain. Literally. You're literally shutting it off little by little. That's why you wake up with the throbbing headache, because your brain is like all fucked up. That's why if you ever wake up and you're like super hungover, you wake up and sometimes you still feel drunk and dizzy because your brain is all fucked up. It's trying to recover.
And for you people that are gonna be like, oh, that's why I smoke instead. Bro, smoking, you're just numbing your body. Yeah. Weed, same thing. Depressant. Just keeping you calm. Like, at the end of the day, if it's not from, like, natural, like...
If it doesn't come from your body, you don't need it.
Yeah.
Actually, I shouldn't say that because we naturally produce DMT, and you definitely do not need DMT. But for the most part.
Your body, unless you have, like, some serious fucking deformity or something, I don't know I'm trying to think of the term that I have in my mind that won't come out. But, and, like, even if you're deficient in something, barring any, like, pregnancy reasons, it's typically because of your way of life.
Yeah.
And that's your body communicating with you. Like, what is it? Like 70% of people, 75% of people are vitamin D deficiency. Mm-hmm. And nobody has energy to do anything. Motherfucker, your body needs vitamin D.
Exactly.
Like, but we call that depression. But, you know, that's a conversation for another time. but
no, yeah.
Anyways, your body knows exactly what it needs. We just tend, and we being like society, people just tend to think we don't need that. What we need is more fun or something like that. Like, vices exist because they're pleasurable. Things are fun, right? But they should be earned. Like you said, you know, you still go out, like you'll have a good time with her, but it's a celebration. You're celebrating something.
Yeah. Or if not, it's just like a reward. Like, hey, you know what? I went through these interviews and they were really difficult. I'll go have 2 drinks max.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not going to go fucking bug the fuck out. I'm not going to go buy 15 bottles or 8 trillion cups of fucking liquor. Like, no, I'm going to have 2. I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to get too fucked up. I'll feel a little bit. This is for me, either way, just because I like being sober. So like, that's the most I'll usually do. Except for last weekend when I had to But I was home. And it was a celebration. Yeah. But whatever. Anyways. But yeah, just like that. Like, it's more like a reward. Like, oh, all these things. I've done all these things. Okay, I'll reward myself. Like, even interviews, think about it. Like, I'm doing this thing. I'm changing my reality. Okay. Like, I'll enjoy it for a little bit. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like, again, like, just live in your fucking reality. If you don't, like, usually the people who take vices to the extreme and don't know how to balance it or control it are people who aren't happy with their current life.
It's true.
And they use that as the escape instead what they should do is tap in more, start to find out, okay, what do I like to do? What brings me happiness? What makes me feel fulfilled? What am I passionate about? What do I think my purpose is? I don't know. Okay, let me start doing things to figure it out. Let me find out what it is. I'm going to make the answer come because the answer is always there. You just have to go find the answer. Mm-hmm. You know, like, if you want to know your purpose is there. And you can find the answer to your purpose. And if you really try, you will find it. It's just a matter of time catching up.
Yeah.
Like, eventually time will catch up and you will find it. But if instead you choose to accept the fact that my life's miserable and nothing could change it and I'm a piece of shit, and you fucking come to the liquor store every day buying a bottle every single day, then life's going to keep treating you like the piece of shit person who drinks a bottle of liquor every fucking day.
It's true.
But if you choose, doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but if you choose to explore and learn and just try to change your circumstances, then eventually as time goes on, they will change. It might be a little bit, it might be a lot, but it will change. And if it changed for the better, then you've already won because you just got at least 1% better of a life quality than it used to be. And that's what you wanted. You wanted a better life quality, right? So you got it. But if you choose not to do nothing about it, then it'll never change. Like, you're just going to stay the same person, stay with the same issues, the same complaints. And then eventually you're just going to start to see your circle start to kind of disappear because they're going to notice that too. Like, if you have a coworker who always fucking complains about work, in the beginning it's funny. And then 3 months later, it's like, bro, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
If you're not happy, then get the fuck out of here. Like, complain all you want, but you're choosing to come here every single day. No one's putting a gun to your head to come. So if you don't like it, then get the fuck out.
It's true.
Like, at some point, you're playing the victim card. At some point, you want, as much as you say you don't want people to feel bad for you, you want people to feel bad for you, and then that makes you feel even worse. That the fact that people feel bad for you. So then it gives you an excuse to go escape my reality. Like, I don't know.
This kind of reminds me of we were talking about last night when we were hanging out, where it's what was it? I believe life is a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? And what you think you are and what you act as you are, you become.
Yeah.
You think, you know what? Damn, this life sucks, right? I need to escape. Not that that's in the forefront of everybody's mind, but that's what your actions are saying. Mm-hmm. Guess what? You will proceed to live a life that sucks that you need an escape from.
Yeah.
But if you say, yo, I'm going to make the best. I'm going to live as much as I can. Try to experience as much as I can. Try as much as I can and do everything. You start living a life that is full of shit to try, experiences to have. Like, this is going to sound crazy, but me pre-COVID, like quarantine, and post, two different people. You know why? Because not being told that I couldn't do something, this could also be the toxic in me. Being told that I couldn't do something made me want to do that thing more. And I was like, wait, I can't travel? All right, cool. Once quarantine was over, went fucking crazy traveling. And then, but it was like, yo, I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Because you realize, because when you take something away, then that's when you start to appreciate it.
It's true. So, losing the option of doing that opened the idea to me of that. Because prior to quarantine, what was it, like 2 trips to Miami? That's kind of really it that I had been on. But I wasn't happy not being able to do it. So I had to change myself and take the leap of starting to travel out more and like, you know, I've never really been outside the country or whatever. Bam, we went. Or X, Y, and Z and doing whatever it was that we did. But looking back at it, those are staple moments. Once you take that first leap, you start, regardless of the outcome, you look back and you're like,
yeah. It makes the next jump a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little easier and a little easier. Repetition.
Repetition is key.
Yeah. If you use it, it works. If you don't use it, you lose it. So it's the same thing. It applies with everything in life, no matter what it is. And again, all that comes down to like just really exploring and trying to figure it out for yourself. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I wouldn't say I was depressed because I don't think I've ever been depressed personally. But when I quit, I was definitely sad. Like, I had a lot of confusing thoughts. Like, damn, did I make the right choice? Did I just fuck this up? This and that. Like, and I was down for a little bit. But then it was me choosing to pick myself up because I could have just like sat there in my pity and let that be the fucking end of me, and like I dwell on it and I let that become my personality. I let it take over my life. I let it like control me. But instead, I was like, nah, fuck that, bro. I'm gonna figure it out. And what I did was start going to the gym again, and then I started getting stronger and stronger. And then a couple months went by, and I became the strongest I ever was in my life. And then suddenly, life was fucking amazing again. Like, not that I was sad for those months. I was probably sad for like 2 weeks, like 2-3 weeks, like on and off, like a day here, a day. Because I've never been sad for more than a day, like consistently.
Yeah.
But it took, like, I made the choice to like, okay, I'm gonna go make myself like happy, or like okay, I was sad today. I don't want to be sad tomorrow, so tomorrow I'm gonna go to the gym, and guess what? I wasn't sad today. No, I'm gonna go to the gym the next day. I feel better. Granted, we're humans, right? We have days. Like, it's normal. You're gonna have days. You may have a week. But if you let that take over you and control you, then it will do just that. It will control you. But again, for me, I was sad after. Like, I was sad. It was a mix of like sad and then like also being confused and like just wondering like, damn, did I do the right thing? But I took it upon myself to change the circumstances and the way I felt and how I lived. Started going to the gym. Got stronger. Got the strongest I ever was at that moment in my life. Got confidence from that.
Mm-hmm.
Started going out with my friends more. Got confidence from that. And then things started changing, and then I'm here today. But it took me taking it upon myself and trying different things. Although the gym I was already doing, I just had fell off. But it took me trying to change my reality in that moment that led to it changing. I could have just said, fuck it, bro, I'm a failure and I'm a retard for quitting baseball. But instead, I look at it now, I'm like, I think it was the right choice. Like, I don't regret it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But if I just sat in that pity, then nothing changes. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to take risk.
Yep.
You just have to go figure it out for yourself. You have to go explore, try different things. If you don't like the reality, if you find yourself always wanting to escape reality, then there's obviously, that's a clear indication that there's something wrong with your reality.
Yep.
So figure out what it is and try to fix it by, again, new hobbies. Maybe learn a new fucking language. Write in a journal. Like, there's so many, anything you could think of. Go fucking skip a rock on a pond for an hour a day, and that brings you clarity for the day. Then go fucking skip the rock. Like, there's nothing that's, like, too dumb or too whatever. That's just you in your head. So you have to go do it. If it's a business thing, you just have to do it. And if it's a podcast, you just have to do it. No matter what it is, you just have to do it. And you won't ever get the result you want if you never do it. Because, again, you miss 100% of the shots that you do not take. And if you never leave that comfort zone, you will never live life. Life will continue to always live you. And eventually that clock is going to run out and you're going to go to sleep and you're never going to wake up again. And that's the end of it. And everything that happened up until that moment was 100% your choice.
See, you just said something that was fire, right? Because look, remember when I was like, yeah, I don't like something being taken away from me? That made me want to do it. Mm-hmm. Now imagine when your clock has ticked so long that something's taken away from you that you could never do again.
Yeah.
Or you can never have the opportunity to do again. Let's say for some reason it was your passion, you always wanted to skydive but never did, never took the risk, right? You think at 95 they're going to let you jump out of a plane? I mean, maybe they do. I don't know. That seems like poor business. But you, at a certain point, you lose the ability to do certain things.
Yeah.
So you have to capitalize on that while you can. Like, it goes back to what we were talking about earlier. If you're young, right? You're younger than us or our age, right? Or even older. If you can take the risk and you know something you're into, let's say, for lack of a better example, we're going to talk about poetry again.
Okay.
Let's say you're fucking 35, right? And you don't have kids. And you've always wanted to be a poet. Yo, fucking take the risk, start uploading your poetry, right?
Yeah.
Like, you don't know how good it can get. And you don't know how long you have left to take certain chances.
Exactly.
I don't know if you saw me on my phone before. What I was trying to look up was, I don't remember if it's called like the Japanese tree theory or the roots, but it's the idea of like, imagine a tree, right? The tree, it's like the stem, and then there's all the different branches, right? When you're born, did not mean to hit that hard, but when you're born, you have unlimited branches and roots in every direction. You can be any single thing in the fucking world. But with every day that your life goes by in your life, a root is taken away, a branch is taken away, a leaf is taken away. And these are all the things you can be, from a doctor to J-Lo. Like anything in the world you want it to be. And every day, certain branches get clipped off and clipped off and clipped off until you reach a point where it's like you maybe have some twigs left. That's when everybody decides, let me go venture.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? You've already missed the period where you could have made anything happen.
Yeah.
So now maybe it's like You have added pressures in life. Maybe you're older, like X, Y, and Z. But you make it infinitely more difficult on yourself. Because at a certain point, like right now at 23, it's easier to make a complete life change than it is at 43.
Yeah.
Or 53 or 63, right? So you need to be okay with taking the risk and understanding, like you said earlier, that you create your fucking reality. It's all in your hands.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't seem like it, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I can't control where I live, I can't control, my circumstances. But guess what? I can control my body.
You can control those things, though.
No, but it starts with yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta understand that you can control your body, you can control your outlook, and then through that, you control your circumstances. You control. If I hate where I live, right? If I'm truly like, oh man, I'm sick of this, right? You might not think it's possible, but you do have the option of picking up and moving across the country. You probably already said, nah, but that's an extreme. Sometimes you have to do extreme shit to change shit about you that you want to change.
Yeah.
Some things have to be extreme. Because guess what? Now you start that journey of unlocking yourself. It's why people love who they are on vacation.
Yeah.
Because for a brief period of time, the lock is taken off of you.
You experience a new part of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
For some people. But yeah. I was going to say this before. Thankfully, I remembered this time.
Let's go.
Progress. But imagine I forgot I was fucking around. But no, I know like a lot of people like to say like, like life's short, like just live it up. I don't know. For me personally, I think life's long. It has the potential to be short if something catastrophic or like something happens unexpectedly. But you don't know how long life is I think a better way to think about it is like you don't know how long life is going to be. Like it could be 100 years. You could live to 100 years old. You could live to, 15 years old. Like way super extreme like that. So for some reason, that's why I get bothered when I see people so like down and out, just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna like, this is my life, and they just accept it. Because to me, it's like, yo, you're tapping out. Like, life is gonna kill you regardless. You're going to lose. You're not going to win. It's inevitable. Everybody knows, including yourself, you are going to lose the fight. And if you know you have the potential to live up to 100 years, why at fucking 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 are you tapping out?
Yeah.
You're 70, you still got 30 more years. If you're 20, you still have 80 more years. Why the fuck are you tapping out? Why are you saying, fuck it, life got me, bro? This is it. This is going to be my life for forever. That's how I'm going to live. Why are you tapping out? You're going to lose. Might as well get choked out. What's the worst that happens? The worst that happens is that you die. You're going to die regardless. Yeah. Best case scenario, you wake back up and you try again. And you fucking start swinging again. And then who knows, it fucking chokes you out again. But it's bound to happen. You're going to lose the fight. Right? You could try win as many battles as you want, but you're never going to win the war against life. There's no going against that.
Motherfucker's undefeated.
So stop fucking tapping out. Like, especially like the younger you are, it makes no sense. But even the older you are too, is like, that makes even less sense because now you know you have less time. You're 70 years old. You know time is very limited. So why are you tapping out and saying, this is it, it's over. This is it. I'm going to just stay like this till the day I die. No. Your time's coming up, man. Go do anything and everything your body lets you do and you possibly can. Like, that bothers me when I see people just give up and tap out. Like, I don't mean to call people out, but like people that are very depressed, right? And let's say it's not like a imbalance or chemicals or things like that. Like, they're just depressed from circumstances that they dealt with in life or things that just happen.
In a depressive state.
Yeah, or in a depressive state, right? Life just happens. It's like, all right, it's not to say that all that stuff is like invalid and unimportant, but it's like you're tapping out to life. Like, life is literally putting you in a chokehold, and you're just laying there like this, and you used to go like that. Here, tap me up. Like I said, go ahead, take me up. Like no, fuck that. Get the fuck out the chokehold, get up, and start swinging back. You're gonna lose, but at least go down swinging, man. Try, just fucking try. Like you're going to lose the fight. Everybody knows that. It's not a shocker. You're not gonna knock life out. Life is not going to life is not going to sleep. If life goes to sleep, it goes to sleep with you. Your best case scenario is a double knockout. So fuck it, might as well keep swinging, right? Yeah. But just stop tapping out, bro. If you're 15, why the fuck are you tapping out? If you're 25, why are you tapping out? If you're 75, why are you tapping out? If you're 95, why are you... If your body is allowing you to do certain things, then go fucking do them. Yeah. If you want to, but go do them. Like, don't tap out to life. Life is going to kill you. Tapping out is taking the easy way out.
It is, man.
Oh. Give it a fucking challenge. See how many punches you could take before it kills you. Or see how many punches you could land before it takes you out.
But
I don't know, man.
Exactly. So Friday I had a conversation with some people, right? And the way you were saying, like, yo, see how many fights you can take. I have this mentality of no matter what, and I say I'm prepared to face any bad thing that life has to throw on me, is because at the end of the day, if I don't die, I won.
Exactly.
Because, so, look at it this way. If X, Y, and Z happen to me, my mentality is, oh, bro, that's just shit that's getting added to the biography. Like, that's the shit that I got through. Like, no matter what, as bad as anything that comes my way, it's the idea of that's another thing that I got through.
Yeah.
It's like, that's another infinity stone.
And it's bound to happen. Like, granted, we're humans. We experience emotions. So it's not like it's all going to be like, you're going to skip through life like no problem. Like, no. That's the reason why it's a fight. Mm-hmm. You're fighting. Like, you're literally fighting sad shit and bad things are going to fucking happen. It's inevitable. People you love are going to pass away. It's inevitable. You're going to have to deal with that shit. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. It's going to be all fucking nice and easy. Like, no. And I'm not saying it's like that. It's going to be like that for me too, right? I don't know. Until the situation happens, I won't know how I react. But I understand however I react to that situation, how I changed my reaction to it and that feeling in it is 100% based upon me. And it's up to me to change it. So despite what happens, I can't... If something already happened, I can't change that it happened. It happened. So I can acknowledge it, but I'm not going to dwell on it because dwelling on it is obviously not changing it. And all it's doing is hurting me and like hurting my quality of life and holding me back. Yeah, if somebody I love passed away, I'll probably be in fucking shambles. Mm-hmm. But at some point, I understand I have to be the one to pick myself back up and keep living. And then just take it from there and live as best as I possibly can and throw as many haymakers as I can before I get fucking caught and go to sleep. Mm-hmm. You know? But that's just the mentality you have to have. I don't know.
That's true.
I just don't understand. I can't understand people who don't see the picture. Or like, I try to convey that to them and they try to say, no, I get it. But it's like, okay, so you don't get it. Mm-hmm. If you're saying but to rebuttal it, like, you obviously don't get it. Because if you got it, then you understand. It's up to me. There is no but. But it's not my fault that this happened. Okay, it's not your fault that it happened, but it's your fault that you're letting it affect you.
Yeah. Or my favorite one is when people say, well, we all go through things differently. You're right, we do. But at the end of the day, the baselines are still the fucking same.
Exactly.
Like, we're the same humans, right? We're the same general cookie cutter of people. Yes, something might be harder on you than it is for me, and some things might be harder on me than it is for you, and X, Y, and Z. Boo-hoo, cry about it to somebody who gives a fuck. Get better. Like,
yeah. At the end of the day, it comes down to you.
Yeah. The reason why you're saying, oh, well, you don't understand, like, it's different for me, is because you've made the excuse in your mind that it's different for you.
Yeah.
If somebody's gotten through it before, you can too.
Exactly. And if somebody's done it before,
you can too. And listen, maybe you don't know anybody who's gotten through it. Then now imagine how cool it would be if you were the first one.
And then now you're that person who helps other people get through it. Suddenly you have a purpose in life.
Yeah.
Suddenly you feel fulfilled, and suddenly life changes. You've changed your reality. You're happier. You feel more fulfilled. You have purpose. You feel purpose. Everything changes. But it took you wanting to change that and then wanting to help others. It's like the example I've given with the superheroes and the villains. Look at a superhero and a villain. The only difference to them is how they chose to respond to life, throwing them a challenge, right? Let's say you have a superhero and villain. They both had some traumatic life event happen. The villain takes the route of, this happened to me, well, fuck it, now everybody has to feel what I felt. The superhero takes the route of, this happened to me, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure no one else ever has to go through what I went through. That's literally the only difference. It's the same trauma, it's just how you respond to trauma. Okay, something happened. Okay, I'm just gonna be sad and live the rest of my life sad and let this. And then this is my justification and reason as to why my life's shit. Or, okay, this happened, and I understand it happened, and no matter what I do, it's not gonna change that it happened. And yeah, it sucks, but I'm gonna do anything I can in my power to get better, and then to maybe help others or help others that have gone through it so they don't fall as far down as I fell. Maybe I could help them a little get up a little faster, or a little whatever. Like it's a certain trauma, doesn't matter what it is, two different responses. One's playing the victim, and one's playing the villain, like the victim mindset, and one's playing the superhero, like, okay, I've found this is a new purpose in life. This happened everything happens for a reason. This happened for this reason. This is my calling to go do this. Like, but you gotta want it. You gotta try it, and you gotta want to do it. You gotta get out your comfort zone. You gotta do all that shit. Everything we've been saying, you have to do. And I know, like, the second half of this podcast has just like changed to more like this. Yeah. But I think it fits in and ties in perfectly with the first half of the podcast too, because the whole point of the first half was to explore and to find those things, and the second half doesn't work if you don't apply the first half. So they have to coexist and work together. So you don't have to be depressed to go try the things you want to do. And no, it doesn't matter. But like, number 2 works with number 1, and number 1 works by itself still. So either way, like, they tie in together and work.
Like, the second half, how, like, the long ass side conversation, I guess you can say, that we went on. It even ties back into your body telling you, like, if you're feeling depressed and everything like that, right? That's your body telling you need to change. The shit you have in front of you is not working. The shit you have in front of you isn't it. Go explore.
Exactly.
Go step out of your comfort zone. I wish I could visualize like a box right here, right? And this is where everybody's living, right? And maybe you're feeling depressed in this little box, right? Now imagine if you took a step out, and it's always going to be scary, right? Fear's a good thing, believe it or not. Because fear gives you the opportunity to be courageous and brave and everything along the lines. Take the steps. Take the leaps even. You might move the pebble 1 inch down the road, but guess what? Suddenly, you try something, you didn't like it. Now you're gonna lay down that night with the idea in your head, like, yo, we tried that, like we did that. Yeah, whatever. We didn't love it or anything like that, but we did that, and you become more comfortable with the idea of stepping out of your comfort zone. Like, I forget the wording of the saying, but ultimately it's like, become comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Become fluid.
Yeah.
And that's how you truthfully prepare yourself for life. Like, it's why water can break through a rock, right? You put something that's stubborn and sturdy in a river, Water doesn't even hit anything hard. It just flows around it, but it's consistent to the point where it can split a rock in half. You just gotta be fluid. All right, bang, you hit a roadblock here. Guess what? Go around it, right? Understand what that was. Cool. Next one, bam. Because life is, every roadblock is another haymaker that life's gonna throw at you. It's another punch. Gotta be fluid, dodge, weave, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say how good can you weave?
Like, how good can you weave is the equivalent of how much shit can you overcome.
Exactly.
Like, somebody said it to me, and I was gonna say before when you were talking about like it's how you react. It's not what you go through. Shout out Kendall, by the way. It's not what you go through that matters. It's how you go through it. I think it was last episode you brought up the documentary thing where it's like, imagine if there was somebody filming a documentary on you, right? And it's like person A is sitting at home depressed, but person B, they're filming a documentary on how he was sitting at home depressed but became Jeff Bezos. Like, obviously super extreme example, but at the end of the day, it's the mentality and how you choose to look at things, because you can really get through any fucking thing. Just some things take a lot more peeling of the layers than others, and vulnerability than others, and sacrifices and hard work than others. But it's not impossible. Can't close the idea off just because it's like something you've said before, where it's like it's not easy, but it's simple.
Exactly.
And ever since you said that, like, that's resonated with me.
Everything in life applies to.
I'm half of this fucking podcast, and I'm the one getting the advice. I'm like, yo, this motherfucker's spitting. Like that resonated with me because it's true. You don't have to overcomplicate it. If you're feeling depressed, start testing things to change. You don't have to know what it is that's making you feel this way.
Yeah.
But through exploring, you're gonna find what's making you feel this way. Or maybe you don't find it specifically, and just the fact that you're exploring solve the issue. And now you start on a new journey. And once you complete that one, you start on a new journey.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, we've been going for a while now, so we'll wrap it up. We went or at least I think we went pretty deep, but
we went deep and around.
I had a good conversation, but I'm also tired. It's like 3 a.m.
Oh, shit.
I think, at least. But what time
is it? It is.
It is 3 a.m?
It's 2:45.
Okay. But yeah, and I have work. So, but yeah, anyways, I hope at least one person listened to this whole thing and took some kind of value from it. Because if it did, then that's more than enough.
Yeah.
And if it did, and you're willing to let it be known that you did, please comment down below.
Please do.
Let us know. Maybe let us know what resonated the best or the most with you.
Or let us know what you disagreed with.
Yeah, or let us know if you disagreed with any of it. Because I'd love to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sorry, but if you disagree with it, come prepared. Because I'm not going easy.
You ever seen the Kermit GIF? He's like...
Yeah.
That'll be me.
But no, yeah. Anyways, with that being said, again, Lost Boyz Podcast. I'm Gianni.
Brandon.
Episode 13. I don't even know what we're going to title it, but you would have known the title by now. With that being said, man, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn post notifications on. We post every Thursday at 12 p.m. Also, follow the TikTok, Lost Boyz Podcast, and check out some of the shorts we have on the channel. Peace.